Hey you guys, it's Peter and welcome to my channel, Peter Likes Books. And today is a book review. I'm going to be reviewing The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. And I think you'll be a little surprised by my review of this, or maybe not, I don't know. This is currently one of the books that we will be discussing currently. This is the last book that we read for Peter's book club. The book that we are currently reading is The Devil in the White City by Eric Larson. I am really struggling with this book. Both of these books will be discussed in the live stream discussion this upcoming Sunday on YouNow. Just search Peter Monn, or I think the link is below as well. And that's going to be Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Peter's Book Club live discussion. And these will be the books that we're talking about. And hold on a second. Mr. Boo Radley is wanting to come up here. You're wanting to be in a lot of videos lately. He said, well, basically, I'm a movie star of the world. Okay. He's going to sit over here. Now, what will happen is he'll go and sit up there, and then he'll hop over to the ottoman where his brother Tucker. See? I told you. Okay, so anyway. So these are the two books that we are reading for, or that we read for Peter's Book Club. And then the next one that starts on Sunday is You by Carolyn Kepnes. I'm really excited about that. I've heard a lot of really good things. So, and I heard it was a little spooky, so that was our Halloween pick. Okay. So let's get into The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Now, I didn't really know what to think about this book before I started it. I mean, this book has been around forever. Let me see when it was published. I think it was like in the 70s, maybe 80s, 1979. And I've had so many friends of mine that have read this series and this book before and loved it. And there's a movie, and I think there's like a BBC broadcast of it. I actually listened to the audiobook, which was fantastic. And there's several different versions of it, so I don't know which one I listened to, but it's the one that looks just like this cover. And I really struggled getting into this book. So the book is really short. It is 215 pages, and it is part of the series. The rest of the books in the series are The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, The Restaurant at the End of the Universe, Life, the Universe, and Everything, So Long, and Thanks for All the Fish. And let me read the back of it to you. Don't leave Earth without the hilarious international bestseller, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It's a wildly funny novel about the end of the world and the happy-go-lucky days that follow it. About the worst Thursday that ever happened, and why the universe is a lot safer if you bring a towel. And then in here it says, and it came to pass to Arthur Dent on the worst Thursday that ever happened. England no longer existed. He's got that. Somehow he got it. He tried again. America, he thought, has gone. He couldn't grasp it. He decided to start smaller again. New York has gone. No reaction. He never seriously believed it existed anyway. The dollar, he thought, has sunk forever. Slight tremor there. Every Bogart movie has been wiped, he said to himself, and that gave him a nasty knock. McDonald's, he thought, there is no longer any such thing as a McDonald's hamburger. He passed out. When he came around a second later, he thought he was sobbing for his he found he was sobbing for his mother. Okay, so it's very funny and very sarcastic, and the sarcasm, it's so well done. And, you know, like, I'm not somebody that really loves a funny book, but I found myself laughing a lot, and honestly, like, the jokes are so dumb that you can't not laugh. Like, I mean, they literally are like, why is 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9. But some of it is like, I should have had it pulled up in here. Well, it's at the very end. Let me see if I can find it. So they have this computer called Deep Thought. This won't ruin the book for you. But the whole purpose of Deep Thought, the computer in the universe, is to find basically the meaning of life. The meaning of the universe, of life, and everything, to find the question, right? And so they're asking him in here, let me just read you this part, because this is a lot. If you don't like, okay, wait. So, two severely dressed men sat respectfully before the terminal and waited. The time is nearly upon us. Okay, so they're like, there's all these people watching this, right? In the universe. They're waiting for the answer. What is the purpose to all of it? The time is nearly upon us, said one, and Arthur was surprised to see a word suddenly materialize in thin air just by the man's neck. The word was Loonqual, and it flashed a couple of times and then disappeared again. Before Arthur was able, Arthur's the guy from Earth. Before Arthur was able to assimilate that the other man spoke, before Arthur was able to assimilate this, I'm losing in my mind. Before Arthur was able to assimilate this, the other man spoke, and the word Fung appeared by his neck. 75,000 generations ago, our ancestors set this program in motion, the second man said. And in all that time, we will be the first to hear the computer speak. An awesome project, Fung, agreed the first man, and Arthur suddenly realized he was watching a recording with subtitles. We are the ones who will hear, said Fung, the answer to the great question of life. The universe, said Loonqual, and everything. Shh, said Loonqual with a slight gesture. I think Deep Thought is preparing to speak. Deep Thought's the computer. There was a moment's expectant pause while panels slowly came to life on the front of the console. Lights flashed on and off experimentally and settled down into a business-like pattern. A soft low hum came from the communication channel. Good morning, said Deep Thought at last. Good morning. Oh, Deep Thought, said Loonqual nervously. Do you have, that is an answer for you, interrupted Deep Thought majestically. Yes, I have. The two men shivered with expectancy. Their waiting had not been in vain. There really is one? Breathed Foom. There really is one, confirmed Deep Thought. When you hear it on the audio version, it's so funny because the computer's like, there really is one. It's like got this really deep voice. To everything, to the great question of life, the universe, and everything, yes. Both of the men had been trained for this moment. Their lives had been a preparation for it. They had been selected at birth as those who had witnessed the answer. But even so, they found themselves gasping and squirming like excited children. And you're ready to give it to us, urged Loonqual. I am. Now, said Deep Thought. They both licked their dry lips. Though I don't think, added Deep Thought, that you're going to like it. Doesn't matter, said Foom. We must know it now. Now? Inquired Deep Thought. Yes, now. All right, said the computer, and settled into silence again. The two men fidgeted. The tension was unbearable. You're really not going to like it, observed Deep Thought. Tell us. All right, said Deep Thought. The answer to the great question is, yes. Of life, the universe, and everything, said Deep Thought. Yes. Is, said Deep Thought and paused. Yes. Is, yes. And then the answer. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I just crushed my cover. If you want to know, you're going to have to go read the book. But I will tell you, it kind of goes along with that. But anyway, the book was really funny. But here's the thing. I struggled so hard getting into this book. Like, I really, really did. I just wasn't in it at all. And then, like, the names were very confusing to me. And it's a lot about, like, you know, outer space kind of ideas. And it's just very confusing at first when you read it. And even the jokes are kind of confusing. About halfway through the book, something changed for me. I don't know what it was. There's a part in the book when they get picked up in outer space. And so the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is actually a book that, like, tells you all about all these different things about the universe. And so this guy Ford, who's this alien that's been stuck on Earth for 15 years, who takes this Arthur guy off of Earth right before the Earth is gone forever, and that all happens at the beginning. And this Arthur guy is very miserable. So is Marvin, the computer, or the robot that's hilarious. But so he takes him, and they're like basically like kind of hitchhiking through the universe. Not really, but they get picked up by this plane. And just some of the things are so funny on there. And it's the improbability machine. It's this, what's it called? The gold, shoot, I can't remember. But anyway, it's this, like, you know, spaceship that they're on, and all this kind of funny stuff happens. They meet these other people. For some reason, for me, that was the part that became very, very interesting. And then they go and they land on this planet, and they find out all this kind of stuff about this planet. And I was like, from the middle of it to the end, I was like so like intrigued by all of it. And I was like, now I want to read the rest of the series. I want to find out what else happens, honestly. And I'm not somebody that says that, like, you know, if I can't stand a book, I'll get on here and be like, oh, this book was crap, right? It really wasn't. Like, I really enjoyed it. And what's funny is somebody that doesn't like science fiction, it's very much about science fiction. It's about improbability and probabilities, and it's about, even though they make jokes of it, and like the purpose of the universe, and different aliens, and different species, and galaxies, and spacecrafts, and all that kind of stuff. But the conversations, the dialogue in it is hilarious. There's this one piece, like two pieces that are hilarious, is that number one, they're about to be pushed off this spacecraft, right? And there's these guards that are like the ones that are supposed to do it. And they have this conversation with this guard about his job, like why he has this, like they're trying to talk him out of doing it. And it's so stupid, right? Because like they're sitting there talking to him, and he's like, I really don't like my job, but I think he says like my aunt or my mom said that it would be like good, it would be a good job for me, like good benefits or something. And they're like, but you don't really like your job. And he's like, no, but the screaming part is fun. He starts screaming at them again. But then there's a part later at the end with like these police officers, and it's kind of a very similar conversation. And it's funny because it's kind of Douglas Adams' joke about like talking to people in authority positions. It's It's very funny. I don't know. I loved it. I thought it was good. It took me some getting into, but now that I'm in it, like, I could easily read the rest of the series, like, very quickly. So, the first half of it, I would say, which is what, I don't know, like 100 pages, took me literally like 2 weeks to read, a week to read, I don't know how long. But the second part of it took me like 2 or 3 days to finish, so yeah. You should check it out. If you've never read it, you should try it and see what you think. So, if you have read it, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I know that this was not a big winner on the book club. I know people didn't really like it. So, I hope you didn't DNF it, because I came very close to DNFing it, and I'm very glad that I didn't. DNF means do not finish. I'm very glad that I finished it, because it was really worth reading. So, and then Devil in the White City is a book. We're doing both of these on Sunday for the Peter's Book Club live stream. Thank you, Mel, for reminding me. Mel is the book club assistant. You can all thank her. She does all the hard work over there. She's awesome. And 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. I love you guys, and I will see you then.